together.
Okay. Tony, could you tell us a bit about your book and you know what it's all about?
Well, it is told in the first person
Yeah.
by a character who, from childhood through to his death,
Yeah.
and it starts off in 1870
Yeah.
and goes on to about 1930.
Yeah.
It's the story of not only this boy growing up, but mainly in the Dakotas.
Sorry.
The Dakotas in
Yeah.
North America.
Yeah.
And he has a very sympathetic teacher who teaches him, a father figure who teaches him the ways of the Indians as well as the white man. And he grows up against the deliberate destruction of the culture of the Plains Indians, which occurred at that time. It also incorporates a mystery, which is resolved in the course of the storytelling. Also, it is the story of an ecological disaster.
Yeah.
It shows how a country, or two states and Nebraska, North and South Dakota and Nebraska, were covered in forest,
Yeah.
crossed by numerous rivers,
Yeah.
had enough lush grassland to feed herds of bison that were hundreds of thousands strong, was turned in the space of one generation into a total wasteland, which was in effect the Dust Bowl described by Steinbeck. And that is what this place is now. It is a Dust Bowl. And as I say, a total ecological disaster caused by imprudent cutting down of forests,
But
planting of seeds which were maybe not best suited to the land, and then of course all the soil erosion that occurred.
but you're British, right? So how did you
I
get?
was very interested in the way that the Red Indian culture came to, well, was virtually destroyed.
Okay.
And it acts as a metaphor for us all.
Yeah.
They are actually, or were, one of the cultures that was very land or country centered.
Yeah.
They consider themselves part of the land, and it's a message for now that it's very easy to destroy an ecosystem, and if you're trying to destroy a culture and take over the land, you are in danger of completely doing just that, destroying the land as well as the people.
You chose fiction as a means of telling your story?
Yes, it's I find fiction allows you to look deeper into certain things and to give a certain slightly off-kilter perspective, as opposed to just trotting out facts and figures and so on and so on.
What was your experience of getting the book published in India?
It was very. I was very lucky that I ran into a Canadian expatriate who is currently lives in Goa, and his name is Dan Driscoll.
Yeah.
And he rather liked the book in its initial form, and he introduced me to two friends of his. The first was Heta Pandit of the Heritage Network, and the second was Rahul Goswami, who is a very good editor.
Right.
And we clicked.
I see.
and they liked the story, and they helped me to get it this far.
So you're happy with the kind of printing quality and things?
Very much so. It's and it is beautiful. The designer of the book is from Bangalore.
I see.
They have a company called Jackfruit.
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 Okay.
And it's a wonderful production that they have done.
I see.
The idea of illustrations at the beginning of each chapter came from Heta, and it was Jackfruit who produced those.
I see.
And so on and so on. So it really does make for a lovely finished product.
Could you tell us something about yourself in terms of your background, your interest in writing?
I have been in writing for years, but my background is science, funnily enough. I worked in the health service in Britain and in Ireland over a period of 38 years, mainly working with coronary heart disease risk factors and so on, like cholesterol. And having worked in the health service for 38 years, I finally retired, and I devoted myself more to writing of fiction. I have been writing for many years, including there was one radio play which I did, which won a radio prize in the late 80s in Ireland.
So writing had been bubbling within you and waiting to come out?
Very much so.
All this time.
And I also wrote a one-man play on the life and work of Robert Louis Stevenson, which was produced in Dublin for the centenary of his death. That was a very satisfying occasion as well.
So from here, what are your further plans in the field of writing?
In the way of writing, I have actually written 1.5 chapters of the sequel of this current story. Of this current Abe's story.
Okay.
And the new one, we'll see how it goes. It's just developing.
Getting a book visible and noticed when it comes out of India must be a tougher job then.
I'm going to find that out. I don't know what it's going to be. Frankly, everything has worked almost providentially so far.
There is an element of luck, and there is an element also of keeping trying and kind of getting noticed.
Exactly. Yeah. And everything so far has clicked.
I see.
And with a little good fortune, it will continue to click.
Here's wishing you all the best.
Thank you very much.